Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. We're back. We were on vacation for a bit. August, something like the 14th to the 20th. We didn't go away, but we did take time off from the garden. Although we did do gardening on a couple of days, we just didn't film it. We will be away again this coming weekend for a long weekend, and then next weekend for an even longer weekend. So I wanted to get in here and do something. I have bought some beautiful new annuals home from the garden center where I work to do some fall refresh of our containers. We've also broken down some of our containers. If you remember from the spring, I think it was in spring, we replaced our gem box with some boxwoods, and we put our gem box in our big frost-free containers, and then we underplanted them with Carex and Heuchera. We also put some Carex and Heuchera in our hay rack. We got those all transplanted into the garden beds, not the gem box, but all the Carex and Heucheras, and we got some mulch down. We mulched everywhere we've disturbed this year, not the whole garden. So things will really look nice with some extra perennials in the ground and with that fresh layer of mulch. So I at least wanted to take the opportunity to get out and show you some of these things. I don't know if I'm going to do any container refreshes in today's video, but I'll at least maybe show you the pretty annuals that I got because they are beautiful. But I do want to take you around and do a bit of a garden tour. So come garden with me today and we'll show you some of the areas that we've completed. So this is just a little smattering of some of the annuals that I brought home to do some container refreshes. You can see some beautiful celosia, little cabbages, and aster, black petunia, ornamental pepper, and I have some beautiful orange zinnias in this hay rack. So here's one of the containers with a gem box, and you can see there's nothing in the pot with it anymore because that's where the Carex and the Heuchera were. This one as well. So I'm going to take you around and show you where they landed. So yeah, we did not put the gem box in the ground yet because I'm just not sure where I want them. One of them, the very first one I showed you, still needs to be cut back in order for it to fill in. But I don't know, they're just going to have to go in a holding place, and I don't know where that's going to be. It has to be someplace with full sun for them to really start to fill in. But I don't want to put them in the ground now because it's really dry, and if we're going away, nobody's going to be watering for us. So that's why the gem box are still in the containers. But we are up at our rain garden berm, and our newest bed we had created last year mulched both of these areas. So I'm going to turn you around and give you a look. So we had started a previous garden tour up here, and we came through here, and you might have watched it, may have not. The areas were not mulched. We got rid of the 3 tiger eye sumacs up here, so that kind of disturbed the ground. There was a lot of weeds. We wanted to take care of that because it was basically just dirt with a little bit of mulch. And then this bed over here with the juniper and the 2 laurels, this is where we put all of the Carex and the Heuchera. So you can see the Carex at the edge of the bed here. There are the 2 timeless berry Heuchera. They made it into this bed because it just kind of fits with the rest of the plants in here. There's another Carex, and then the 2 cinnamon Heuchera. Those were in our Cuprocina bed, being devoured by the Dravilla, which is kind of why they're so pathetic looking. But they're doing better up here, and I just feel like the cinnamon color goes better with this part of the bed, especially because you can see some of the orange and red tint on the flamethrower red bud. So once those cinnamon Heuchera start to fill in, I just think they'll look better over here. And then in the middle, this is where we're going to put some landscape fabric and form a little mini dry creek bed, because this is kind of where the path that the water takes when we have heavy rains and it goes into our drainage boxes. So that's going to go on there. And I can show you what the stones look like once we're finished looking at these beautiful Incredible. These ones over here are doing really, really well. this one here, I feel like the deer have been getting to, although I don't know because it doesn't look, it's just kind of odd. Deer don't typically take off leaves in such a clean fashion. Like the leaves look like they're just, I don't know, maybe they're being eaten. I'm not really aware of anything that eats insect-wise hydrangea arborescens. And even the leaves are curled a little bit. Oh, I do see little, I'm not sure what that is in there, little yellow things. But it's just this one. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but our two replacements are growing nicely. They have not been bothered, and definitely can tell that one is an incredible blush. This one is definitely an incredible blush. You can still even see some of the pink tint on that spent bloom. This one here, with all the leaves gone, bloomed half pink and half white. And now you can see one of the new blooms is completely white. So I have a feeling we're going to have to replace this one. This one we won't know. This is another replacement for the two white ones that Proven Winners Direct sent us last year. I don't see any buds on it, so we may not know if this is going to be pink or white. I think I might try to get some of these in at the garden center where I work next year so that we can be sure that we have 4 pink ones up here, because at the garden center where I work, when they come in, they will already be blooming, and I'll be able to tell for sure that I got 4 pinks. And you can see why I wanted the pink. The Holy Grail still has some really pretty red flowers on it. Although it's pretty much done blooming for the season, I just think the pink and the red, I don't want to step in the mulch and mess it up. But you can see the pink and the red look so pretty together. That's kind of the look that I was going for. So these were the stones that we used in our French drain project. This was before, well before we were doing YouTube. So there was a French drain in front of our wall here, and these stones, we had quite a few left. We just have them up at the top of our property, out of sight, but we will use them to line that little mini dry creek bed up in the, I don't know what kind of a bed I want to call that, juniper bed? So that's what the stones look like. And then we are taking a walk over to the Capricina bed, which you've all seen plenty of times, but it is finally mulched. The crab apple is looking quite horrendous, so don't focus on that. It has a little bit of green on it, but it is starting to defoliate, just like I thought it would. But we did get the 2 eclipse hydrangeas transplanted. I pruned the one on the right a little bit. I'll tell you, I'm not really impressed with the eclipse hydrangeas. They really never stand up straight. Now maybe they just need to be in here for a little bit longer, but at any rate, they're just okay for now. We got the Georgia peach. I think they're called Georgia peach, or maybe they're carnival peach. Heuchera transplanted. We got the berry, plum pudding. These were also in our frost-free containers with our gem boxes. You can see the little one up front, but that was in the hay rack, getting blasted with full hot sun all summer. Clearly did not like it. We also did manage to get 2 more Let's Dance Sky View to kind of complete the drift here. So now instead of 3, we have 5. And I think we can leave the front of this bed open for some annuals. Rob, my husband, always wants to do more annuals over the season, and I don't know. I've never been one to plant lots of annuals in the landscape, but I think we'll leave room in here for some annuals. And while we were purchasing the Let's Dance Skyview, I had wanted to get some Fall in Love Sweetly anemones for in here, but the nursery did not have any. So maybe next year I'll order some of those online. We planted the transplanted, I should say, because we also had this in a container, the laced up elderberry. This is like the 2nd year in a row we're trying to revive this thing. Really not impressed with elderberry at all. This one has been a huge disappointment, but because it's pink and purple, and this bed seems to be pink and purple leaning, figure we would get it out of the container, put it in here, see how it works. The Steady Eddie Viburnum, still blooming. Now what we didn't do in here is transplant the hollies. The Castle Spire because, let me turn you around and talk about why. So Great Garden Plants a couple of weeks ago had a post on Instagram that they were having a contest where you could win 10 free American Pillar arbs. So I entered the contest. So that's why I haven't bought any American Pillars yet. I think they're going to announce the winners on September 10th. Now, honestly, I don't expect to win because I never win anything. But I thought, well, I'll give it a chance, right? I don't know how many other people have entered this contest, but if I win, then I have 5 free American Pillars to go in that bed, in the Capricina bed, and then 5 we can use to finish up, partly anyway, the screening over there on the west side. So, wish me luck. I really hope I win. Now, they're not going to be huge. They're going to be probably, I think they say that their plants are 3 to 4 feet tall in general, but I don't expect them to be wide. So I think they're going to be like little straps of American Pillar arbs, but that's fine because they grow fast. So yeah, wish me luck. And depending on whether or not I win those, 5 of them will go up here. 1 will replace this dead rhododendron. 1 will go here between the other Dandyman color wheel and the Capricina, so that will make 2. And then 3 will replace these Castle Spire holly, which will just kind of move to the center of this bed. So I feel like that was a really short video, but and it wasn't the way I intended it. I thought I was going to show me planting up the containers. Once I got started planting, I just forgot to start filming, to be quite honest with you. But I at least wanted to show you some areas of the garden that we were able to complete this year. You know, the one bigger garden was a big project that we wanted to complete. And I'd say, other than the arbs, we're 95% there. And I feel like everything looks just much better with a fresh coat of mulch. And stay tuned for the end because we'll have a sneak peek of the final project that we just got started just now. It's in the process. It's like 6 o'clock at night, and I feel like we shouldn't be doing this at night, but you know, that's how gardening is. And I just really wanted to show, again, parts of the garden that looked good, because I feel like a lot of our gardens this year are really starting to show some long-term effects of 3 summers now with long-term drought. So last year, obviously, we had a drought from like starting in June until this spring. Really, we didn't start getting regular rain again. We got regular rain in May. I think I saw a chart on the local weather channel a couple of days ago that we have been below average precipitation every month so far this year except May. And we haven't received any rain now since mid-July, and so this is the 3rd year in a row, and long-term it is really having an effect on the gardens, and that's why we don't do full tours anymore, because I feel like parts of the garden just keep looking worse and worse. It's not practical to hand water an acre and a quarter. For the first 6-7 years we lived here, we had consistent rain, so much rain that we had to do an amazing amount of stormwater management work, and now we are consistently dry. So how do you adapt your gardening for that? It's definitely been a challenge. But anyway, thanks for coming along, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye. We kept back enough soil and mulch to at least get this project started.